Good morning, guys. It's 8:01 a.m. with 42 seconds. That's right, coming at you live from the floor of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It is, yeah, guys, we are having that 8 o'clock chart talk this morning, guys, that we have been, I've been having for the last several months, guys. I hope that it finds you, this chart talk finds you, in a good place, guys. We did have some initial jobs this morning, guys. Service was first 212. We got 210, guys. We also had Philly Fed business, guys. Service for 20.0 off the 22.9 previous. We got 22.2. 9 o'clock we do have the leading index, and then of course 9:30 we do have we do have a EIA natty gas that we have every single week this time of day, guys. So yeah, do have that natty gas, guys, for you today. We're definitely gonna be trading them up here, guys. So we already have some numbers under our belt, guys, and we're into key areas. To be completely honest with you, I really think that the 15-minute time frame is where to be looking today, guys. And let me explain why. So normally, guys, normally on my charts here, you guys do see 5-minute charts up here, but guys, I think 15 minutes is the way to go today. Let me explain why. Let's take a look at the difference here in the ES and the YM, right? So the ES, we did have overlapping rotation. Over here you can see on the ES and you can see the YM. I can actually do you a huge solid and expand it so we can actually see the full area balance that was below us, right? So guys, what do we see here? We see the ES and the YM did see that bid all day Tuesday, right? Nice bid Tuesday, continued higher, right? ES poked out of what I can perceive to be the area balance here on the 15-minute chart. Tried initiative out of balance, came back into it. We saw some selling down into what area, guys? The upper extreme where we broke out from that 85. We saw selling all the way down to the 85 and have balanced them up. We are above the middle of that larger area balance that includes everything, guys. It includes that entire bid from Tuesday. So guys, above the middle of that area balance, give or take, right? We're talking about just a matter of ticks, but we're just above that right now on the 5-minute time frame. So we do clearly have a long lean. Are hanging them up in the upper half, nearing the middle, right? Not up on the upper extremes, ready for a breakout, but definitely saying that it's accepting some of this value up here higher. But guys, on the 5-minute time frame, 1, 2, 3 areas of balance, lower and up into those 6s are a key area here, I think. So we're going to be paying attention to those 6s as they trade today. Same thing on the YM, guys. We did have that previous area balance. We broke initiative out of it, guys. We saw some continuation, guys. Continuation into the overnight session, pop up out of that initiative, new initiative out of balance, failed that. Back down here, you can see overlapping price activity, guys. We can fat cram that actually. Let's do that right quick. So we are seeing, and we had seen continuation here in the morning, guys. Yesterday we did see bid all the way up into the close. We saw overlapping price activity, but guys, this full area, taking into account all the way up, except for that spike up like we did here on the ES, for the spike up into those highs, yeah, we see overlapping price activity here, and that full price activity, where did it take us? It took us at least down into that lower extreme of where we broke out from, right? It took us like into that area that we broke out from. So guys, clearly seeing areas of balance form here in a fairly logical and methodical manner here, and we are seeing in the overnight session, guys, we came down into the middle of that area of balance, found support. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 areas of balance lower off of that on the 5-minute time frame, and we are rotating back down into that area, guys. Below the, something's vibrating here. All right. All right, so yeah, we are seeing I do think that we do have a short lean on the 5-minute time frame, guys. Key area being the 564s, 559, something like that, right? And the I'm sorry, 664s and 669s. And then, guys, let's take a look at what we're seeing in the Nasdaq and the Russell, guys. Completely different story. Fat cranning this makes absolutely next to no sense, guys. You see all this so you see all this area here, guys. We do have similar, but even on that rotation back down, we didn't even get it back up closer to that upper extreme. Same thing here on the Russell. If we were to fat cran this whole thing, guys, it starts to make no sense to me, because we've clearly found a stopping price that's not into any key areas. So I think it's worthwhile to look at those and say, wow, we had some really nice bid, but that bid is we're clearly seeing an offer come into it, into both of these, guys. We're talking about the Nasdaq here. Yesterday's trade, regular trading hours, I think acts as some sort of a key area for us. We are nowhere near. I want to also point out, guys, we're nowhere near that 750, 71, 75 area. We're nowhere near those 62 areas, 63 areas in the Russell, right? Did not get a full rotation all the way back down on the Nasdaq and the Russell, whereas we did on the ES and the YM. I think yesterday's trading range makes a lot of sense for us to look at today, at regular trading hours at least, and say, you know, middle of that area of balance has provided support for us a couple times in the overnight session. Could I be wrong? I definitely could, right? I definitely could be wrong. But you know, and that larger area could have been could be right. We could see rotation all the way back up very quickly, back up into that 73.68s here in the Nasdaq. We could definitely. But the 5-minute time frame is telling us 1, 2, 3 areas of balance lower, guys. Unable to get back up above that 72.90s. So I think that does give us some indication of what we're likely to see here into the early morning session. The beginning of the regular trading hours, guys. Same thing here. On that Russell, guys, Russell has shown enough strength that we haven't been able to get below that previous swing low, whereas we have in all the other majors, right? So we haven't been able to get below that swing low, and we're above the middle of the area of balance. I think that Russell is painting a different story than the Nasdaq is, and the ES is, and the YM is. Yeah, ES is over here, and then the YM is over on the right, upper right quadrant. So I think that is definitely something to keep an eye on. Is Russell and Nasdaq definitely are showing the same type of price patterning, but unable to see trade back down into that 65 area, unlike on the ES. So guys, that's something I definitely want to bring to your attention. There's no doubt about it. I think that the divergence that we're seeing in the Nasdaq with that massive bid it got, and that Russell with that massive bid it got compared to the ES and the YM and that full rotation that we have seen. I think that's definitely something to write home about. Definitely something to take note of. Apple is starting to roll, guys. Overnight lows in the Apple are just below us. We're talking about the 218.62s. We're trading 218.85s last. I do think 219.83s have our name on it, though, on the Apple. Dollar is getting a bid. Dollar is not above the overnight highs. Overnight highs are 95.775, guys. We're trading at I'm sorry, 95 spot 717's last. So still have a couple more pennies to go. We're talking about a good 6 more cents to go. We're up 14 cents on the day. That's spot 15%. So guys, as we are seeing that, I do want to bring to your attention, do want to let you know that we are that we are balancing them up, guys, and we are starting to roll back over in the YM, starting to roll back over in the NASDAQ, in the ES, and in that Russell. So just first indications with 18 minutes to go before the open, guys, says that we are we're going to continue to be testing something a little bit lower this morning. Now, do I expect to see a full rotation back down into those 84s? I wouldn't hate to see it, but at the 84s, am I looking to be a buyer? You bet I am. I'm going to buy some 84s, and guys, and also some 60. I want to say 64s as well, guys. 64s in the NAS and in the ES, as we are seeing that 30-minute area balance. Clearly, we have not seen initiative out of balance to the upside after starting to establish that area balance. I'll be buying some 84s on a price pattern, and I'll also be buying some 64s trade below the 64 quarters, and I will be I'll sustain trade below that, and I will be looking for a yeah, I'll definitely be looking for a reason to. Right, a reason to take that off, but I'm not going to be adding down there. Those will be two separate trades. If the 80, 83, 84 does not work out the first time, then I'll be flattening and trying again at 64. I'm not going to be building position here up into recent highs, because guys, let's take a look at everything on a yeah, let's do a 4-hour time frame, guys. Yeah, clearly starting to see overlapping price activity, so that spike down. And could we see all the way up into the 39s to 40s? We definitely could. Definitely good, guys. We could see another area of balance form up here. There's no doubt about it. However, for the time being, seeing that spike up above and then back down into the middle, if we don't find support here, guys, then the last play, then I start looking at the lower extreme, and then once more at invalidation. But yeah, it starts to get a little iffy quick, if you know what I mean. So guys, back into the 5-minute time frame, and you guys can see what we're talking about here. We're talking about that overlapping price activity. So I'm gonna go ahead and post up for you. Post up the biases that we have today. Get off some of these 5-minute charts for you and post up some of the biases, and yeah, and see what we can see, guys. So I did not get to the Russell yet, guys. Did not get to the Russell, but change that to the 18th. I did not get to the Russell, but the ES, I will just I'm gonna post them up for the subscribers. Boom, posted. Oh, somebody said had to reboot. Looks like Eric. Oh, wow, I'm sorry to hear that, Eric. There are the biases. I will, as soon as we get the trading day kicked off, I'll definitely go over all that stuff for you one more time. I just wanted to talk about major divergence in the 15-minute charts, guys. So, Eric, if you bring up 15-minute charts, you can definitely see what I'm talking about in the way of the divergence. All right, guys, did not get to do a Russell yet this morning, so I will get that done and over to you. But, guys, we covered the three majors. We talked about the ES, we talked about NASDAQ, and we talked about the Dow, right? And we did not get to the Russell yet, but ES has a long lean bias on the 30-minute time frame. We did see that overlapping price activity. We did see previous highs of that balance that we were able to establish, guys, were the 85s. We saw rotation back to the upper extreme of that yesterday on our selling in the morning. Same thing on the YM, guys. We did so clearly a long lean bias on the 30-minute time frame. We're looking at the 84 quarters lower extreme and the 64s for invalidation. Short lean bias on the 5-minute time frame into those sixes. Invalidated with sustained trade above. It will be invalidated, right? Invalidation with sustained trade above the 7 quarters. We did see those sixes work well this morning for us, and then let's see here. Let's talk about that. Talk about that YM right quick, fast, and in a hurry. It did take off from that 555s. Actually, it kind of really took off, to be completely honest with you. It took off from the 530s, but we did see trade up, and then yesterday we saw trade back down into the 464s below those 530s. Below those 555s. So guys, overlapping price activity on the YM. We are above, we are at currently the middle of that area of balance on the YM on that larger time frame. And yeah guys, you can definitely see it. There's no doubt about it that we are finding support. We have found support once before, and trying to find support here again on the YM. We are seeing that NASDAQ though, guys. Let's look at that NASDAQ very quickly. NASDAQ did take off from, I guess we can just call it the 7175s. We did get a little choppy in there before, and really took off from the 95s, but 7175s, and our lows yesterday were the 7222. So guys, clearly we're unable to see any rotation back into even the area that we took off from, and really from the upper extreme of that area of balance. We're talking about 50 NASDAQ points. Finally guys, that Russell, same thing, same story in the Russell. We did take off from the upper extreme, being that 65 or maybe even that 67. Just went straight up higher, guys. Yesterday we were able to see trade back into the 70s, but not that 67s, not those 65s, and trading up into an area of balance higher, guys. So that YM and NASDAQ are divergent. So we do have, guys, on the NASDAQ, we are talking about the 7220 lower extreme, long lean bias on the 30-minute. We're looking at the lower extreme in order to participate with a trend to the upside. And 7117 quarters invalidation. I will be taking along there, and sustained trade below that, and I will be out. We do have a short lean bias on the 5-minute time frame, where the price pattern is 7290s, guys. 7290s. I think that's definitely a good way to look at it this morning, is we do have a long lean on the 30-minute time frame, but we are into the middle of the area of balance on the YM, on the ES, and on more or less the NASDAQ, into that smaller area of balance from yesterday's regular trading hour session. Additionally, guys, 30-minute long lean bias on the YM. We're talking about price pattern into the 469 lower extreme and the 355 invalidation. And short lean bias on the 5-minute. We're looking at key areas, price pattern into the 25,663s or anywhere below. So that's where we're at right now, is we're in the anywhere below. We did not see that rotation all the way back up into the 663s. CJ, good morning to you. So guys, that's going to conclude chart talk for the day. I do have those leans posted up for you. We are seeing kind of a dichotomy, right? A dichotomy of it's kind of dialectical, if you know what I'm saying, because we have two things that are antithetical that are both being true. We're talking about the different levels of granularity here in the market. We're talking about the 30-minute lean is clearly to the upside, no doubt about it, but that 5-minute bias is to the short side. Because why? Because we've clearly seen overlapping price activity in this low, into the lows of this overnight session, and trying continuation right now. We'll see that YM did try and fail. It looks like currently NASDAQ is just ticks off of its overnight lows. Same thing with the ES. ES is I mean, we got we're talking about like 1.5 off overnight lows in the ES. So guys, it is dialectical here. I think that's definitely a way to put it off, because to explain it, because guys, we definitely are seeing the long lean bias on the 30-minute time frame. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Off those lows, have established areas of balance higher here. But on the short time, we do have a short lean. On the 5-minute time frame. Once that 5-minute time frame lean goes away, I think it gives a lot more credence to that 30-minute long. And guys, I don't I do not. I don't think that it's impossible that we see 32s to 37s today to the upside. I definitely do not think it's impossible. I think those 32s, 37s, maybe even 42s, guys. I think that those are key areas, though. If the sell-off is over, then I think we hang out up there. But if the selling is going to continue, I think that those are key areas, guys. Those are key areas that we're gonna continue from to the downside if we see any sort of bid. But guys, trade back above that 2806, and that starts to call into question. And then clearly, guys, trade back up above the 12s, and boy, do we have room to run, right? And we're talking about the ES there. So, guys, that concludes Chart Talk for today. I am appreciative for each and every one of you guys, who follow along, who hang out with me. I do want to bring to your attention the DAX is down 20.8, FTSE's down 11.3, and crude, guys, is down $1.04 before. We're into the crude open already, but before our open here, down $1.04, guys, trading the 68.67s, which are a first of my two key areas that I'm looking at in the crude. And let me just bring it up for you and just talk about why. Okay, guys, so we have, I'm going to do a 4-hour chart. So we are into that larger area balance that we put in here, guys. We're in the middle of that, and that's the 68.71s, give or take, 68.82s, trading the 68.66s right now. Initiative out of balance to the downside on pretty much all time frames. I do think that we also have the 6809, 6813, 17, somewhere in there, guys, is the middle of this larger area balance to the left. I do think that could provide another layer of support. So I will definitely be looking at all these areas for price patterns and looking to participate back to the upside. We are seeing 1, 2, and a potential third area balance being formed here. Kind of into this area, guys. So potential area balance being formed right here. We'll definitely be aware of what's going on, and we'll bring it to your attention as the trade goes along. But if I do decide to take something, I will let you know. And last but not least, natty gas. That natty, guys, natty is off today currently, guys. Natty gas is down 2%, guys, down 6.5 cents off its highs. I did see that spike up yesterday, but it is clearly saying no to new highs, guys. And I do think that 3.214 is being targeted currently. Alright, you can hear the low roar here in the background, guys, with 5 minutes to go. So that does conclude Chart Talk for today. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for being here, and yeah, we'll be bringing it to you for as long as we can live from the floor of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. You guys rock and roll. Hope you guys have a successful, amazing trading day.